Hi there, everyone. We're going to learn more about XRP today. And I forgot to tell you something in my last video that I really need to share with you. Look at this. Larry Fink, who is now co-chair of the World Economic Forum, wants safe coins to be used. I will show you what he said. The last thing I want to say is something that surprises me as we move faster towards steady coins and digitizing money. I guess the dollar won't play as big of a role in the world. Okay, these are the black swans. These are big things. The important thing is that we need to free up private wealth. This is something I wrote for the FT a few weeks ago. We had to get private money to flow. As for growth, I think we can do it because we're the experts in the United States. We just need to make the permitting process easier. I believe that we could grow at a rate of 3%. And this is what I've been telling everyone. I was in Japan last week too. And that was my message to the people in charge in Japan. Your debts will be too big to handle if you don't start growing at 2%, and I can go to every country after Italy. This is a problem in a lot of places. We'll see how this all turns out. It will be harder for us to deal with these big black swans, which I think have to do with our capital markets. I believe that our capital markets are safer now than they have been for a very long time. We're matching assets and liabilities more often. I know some people think that private credit could be a black swan, but most of the time we're matching them. That doesn't mean we can't have a big credit event in private markets, which I'm sure we will. There will be losses, but as long as the assets and debts are equal and not backed up by other assets, it means losses. Yes, we've lost money, but it's not a systemic problem. Here's the really cool part. The same force is behind stablecoins as it was behind digital currencies issued by central banks. But why the quick change? People did wake up. It was finally clear to them that CBDCs have risks. So the story is now changing. Instead, they are moving towards stable coins. But here's the thing. It's pretty much the same road, but it's been repackaged. Now, let me ask you something. How much XRP do you think someone needs to live well when they retire? I really want to know what you think. Fill out the form below with your ideas. Each person has a different number in mind. Some people say 1,000 XRP is better than 5,000 XRP. After that, people talk about 100,000 or even 500,000. Some people think that you can live a very good life with just 100 or 1,000 XRP. But let me tell you the truth, no one knows the exact number. No one knows how long it will take for XRP to get to the really high prices we all want. You could try to guess when things will happen by looking at what's happening in the real world and how fast we're going through this fourth industrial revolution, but I think you should just buy whatever you can afford. You won't feel bad about it later that way. And to be honest, I think it will be very hard to even get 100 XRP in the future. Do not believe what I say. 𝗙𝗶ৃ is saying the same thing. You said that having XRP makes you rich. How much XRP do we need to get rich now that it's almost 2025? What do you think about that? That's different for everyone, right? Different people have different goals based on how they see their life and family. It costs money to live the life you want. That's how I see financial freedom or wealth. I think that people should write down whatever that is for them. For me, being financially free means making twice as much from inactive income. You are putting your assets to work in a way that you might be able to help. Although you may need to keep an eye on things from time to time, you don't have to go somewhere and be controlled by someone else to make that money. That number will be very different for each person. I believe it will be easy for you to make between 8 and 12% on your XRP if you already have plans that we're putting to use. It should even make you more than that with the people we work with. But I think 10% a year is a pretty safe amount, especially with interest rates the way they are now. He thinks that everyone should be able to make about 10% a year from their XRP stocks, no matter where you think the price of XRP will go. Actually, there are going to be other ways to make money with your crypto. The thing is, this isn't about getting rich quick. It's about getting rich over time. It's about getting financially free over time. I understand that everyone wants it to go by faster. Trust me, I understand. You should really look at how much money you've made this run, though. Then you should ask, what's next? What are you going to do with that cryptocurrency? How are you going to use that money to help you? There will be different plans for each person. That's what I mean to say. The one thing Jake is right about is also true. Make a plan and follow it. Stay on track with your plan once you've made it. Not long ago, an expert said that very few people will be able to retire from XRP's past pump. You should be one of them, so make sure you have a good plan. But here's the hard truth. Most of the people will turn into exit cash. Really, that's the worst thing that can happen to you. What does that mean? It means you sell your XRP way too soon, and someone else buys it for less than you paid. With that said, I really think that a lot of people will be able to retire with XRP, but only if they have a good plan and, most importantly, patience. You're not going to make it if you don't have patience. That is a fact. As soon as the market turns red, you'll give up, and you won't live to see XRP hit those really high prices. You'll probably get scared and sell out for around $5 to $10. What's interesting is this, though. Most of the people in this space don't plan to sell any XRP until it gets to at least $1. More so for those who have been keeping for a long time. Think about those people with diamond-shaped hands who watched XRP stay around 50 for 2 years. They want to make sure they make a lot of money with this coin. In addition, you will still get great gains even if you only buy now. Do you know why? Because you beat the big teams here. That is the most important thing. When banks and other big businesses get involved, it will be very hard to get XRP because the prices will go up so much. There is a story out there that says they will never let the poor become billionaires. All of it is organized and controlled. This shows that they will never let people who own XRP get rich. Who are they? Why the governments? Look, the leaders don't really care if you make a lot of money with XRP. Because so many people really believe this conspiracy, I've talked about it more than once on this show. Few people think that 1% of people who own XRP will become rich over time.